All right. Here are some things that I think are pretty important when you're trying to record professional sounding vocals at home. Some of these tips will relate to recording, some of these will relate to performance. But regardless of your skill level and experience of recording yourself, I hope you find something helpful here. Alright, the first tip is to do what we call active listening. And that means listening to the song that you're trying to learn with no distractions. And that includes you. So when you're listening to this song and when you're learning it, sit there and listen. Don't sing over the track. Don't hum to it. Just listen to what the singer in the track is doing, and you'll find that you'll notice things that the singer might be doing that you otherwise wouldn't have noticed if you were just listening for fun. And what you'll find is that this will make you a better musician. This will make you more aware and more observant of things that are done in music. And it'll just make you a better listener in general. It might seem like a pain, but don't skip this step because it actually pays off. Alright, once you're done with listening to the track, now you can do some practice rounds. Now this is your chance to sing, but to sing with the lyrics in front of you. And what I'm doing now is I'm trying to look at the lyrics, I'm trying to figure out different parts and different words and different phrases I can accentuate. I'm trying to figure out if I can do embellishments here and there, but basically I'm trying to create my own version of the song. I personally don't like copying what the original artist is doing on the track because I feel like everyone has their own style. And with style also comes with their own version of storytelling. And you want to be as authentic as possible when you are singing. So I don't want to feel like a copy of someone else. I want to sing like me. And I think that goes a really long way. Alright, now we're starting to get into the recording side of things. A third thing that's really good to do, if you can, is to put a metronome to your performance track. So if your performance track or the track that you're singing to has been recorded to a specific BPM, you can actually drop that into a piece of recording software and try and figure out what that tempo or BPM is. So a lot of recording software or DAWs have a BPM detector that lets you determine what the song tempo is. And once I know the BPM, I just line the track up to the click inside my recording software. And this way I can sing to a click. It gives me better timing and a better overall end product. And then because it's to time, you can also edit stuff later. So that's always a plus. All right, tip number 4 is to do some test runs. And these are runs that you actually record. So this gets you into the headspace of singing whilst being recorded because that's a very different experience. And not only that, once you've recorded your test takes, you can listen back to them and then figure out what you might want to do different for the actual takes. Because maybe you might be using too much chest voice in a certain area, maybe you're not pronouncing something properly, and then you can pick that up in your test recording and then do it better for the real recording. But bonus tip, don't delete the test recordings because sometimes the test recordings end up being the best takes. Yeah, that's a pro tip. Tip number 5 is to record in parts if possible. If you're doing a cover and you have to do it in one take, then obviously you can't do this. But recording in parts allows you to focus on each section individually. For example, you can just record the verse, listen to how it sounds, make adjustments, and then move on to the chorus. Record yourself, listen to how it sounds, make adjustments. And this just allows your brain to just focus on each part of the song individually and give your best take. Once you're done, you can listen to all your takes, pick the best ones, and just use the best parts of every take. And this is a process called comping. And this is something that all the major artists do. So if you can record in parts, because this takes the pressure off you, you don't have to feel like you need to sing a song from start to finish perfectly in one take. You can take it step by step. Tip number 6 is to learn how to use auto-tune or some kind of tuning program or software. Some people might say, oh, it's auto-tune, it's cheating. No, it's not. The fact of the matter is, most professionals, the people that you hear on the radio, use auto-tune. Auto-tune doesn't mean that you're cheating. Auto-tune, all it does is it takes your vocal that might be just slightly flat, and if this was the note here, it just pulls your note right up to where the note actually is, and it just gives you a more tuned sound. And what most professionals do is this, depending on the genre of the song, they'll just use a little bit more or a little bit less auto-tune. So don't ever be ashamed with using auto-tune. The fact of the matter is everyone uses it. And if you want to compete with the pros, you got to use tools like the pros. All right, the 7th and final tip is to put some post-treatment on your vocals. Usually this means at the very least, and I'm really simplifying this, but it usually means having some EQ on your vocals, some compression on your vocals, and some de-essing on your vocals. EQ basically helps you control frequencies. So it basically lets you tame frequencies that sound bad, and it lets you boost frequencies that sound good. Compression basically levels out your vocals. So if your vocal gets too loud at times or too quiet at times, compression allows you to bring some of the loud moments down and some of the quiet moments up so that your vocal sits at a more consistent, smooth level. De-essing is a kind of compression, but basically what it does is it tries to pull down all the S noises that our voices make, because S sounds can be a little bit harsh, especially when heard in a track. I should also say that you can also put some delay and reverb on your vocal, which makes your vocal sound like it's sitting inside a room. So learning how to do all those things does take a little bit of time and practice, but hopefully with enough repetition, you can get used to those ideas. And if you want me to go into any of those things in more detail, just let me know and I'll try and make a video about it. But otherwise, till next time, catch you later.